Stories of Journey to the West, Chapter 60.
The Flame Mountain.
Absolutely impassable.
Yeah.
And they find out the only way through is this legendary item, the banana fan.
Right. The one thing that can actually put out these crazy flames.
Exactly. And it belongs to Rakshasi, the Iron Fan Princess.
But, the source gives us a twist almost straight away, doesn't it? Wukong.
He's directed to find her husband, the Bull Demon King.
Cool.
Because he supposedly holds the key to actually getting the fan.
Interesting. And who tells him this? It's the local, earth deity, right?
That's right, the Earth deity for the Flame Mountain area. But this deity, well, he drops a bit of a bombshell.
Oh, about what?
About where the fire even came from in the first place. It's not natural. It wasn't the Bull Demon King either.
Okay, so what is it then?
Turns out, it's actually down to Sun Wukong himself.
Yeah!
Remember his rampage in heaven, like 500 years before this?
Yeah, hard to forget.
Well, the deity explains that when Wukong kicked over Laozi's alchemy furnace, remember that, in the Palace of Severing Divisions, some of the leftover fiery bricks from the furnace, they tumbled down, all the way down to Earth.
And landed here, creating the Flame Mountain.
Exactly. Landed right here, ignited the whole place. So Wukong is literally facing the fire he started centuries ago.
Wow. That's some serious cosmic irony the source is laying out. He caused the problem he now needs to solve.
Pretty much. And the deity telling him this, he wasn't just some random observer.
Oh, yeah. What was his connection?
He confesses he was actually the stovekeeper in the Hall of Divinities.
That's right.
Responsible for that very furnace.
No way. So he got punished for Wukong's mess.
He did. Kicked out of heaven, sent down here to be the local god of this fiery mountain. Been doing penance ever since.
Ouch. So he has a vested interest in Wukong fixing this. Maybe gets him off the hook.
That seems to be the hope, yeah. It shows how Wukong's chaos affected, even minor figures way down the line.
Adds another layer, definitely. Okay, so this punished deity points Wukong towards the Bull Demon King.
Why him? Why is he suddenly the one they need, not her? What's the text say?
Well, the deity explains that the Bull Demon King, he actually left the Iron Fan Princess.
Left her. Like abandoned her.
Seems like it. That's the core of it. And their separation is crucial to understanding the situation now.
Wow. Okay, and the text is pretty specific about where he went.
Right.
Mount Gelée, in the Moyun Cave.
And he's not there alone.
Oh, who's he with?
He's living with the Jade Face Princess.
Jade Face Princess. Oh, okay, new character. Does the text tell us, how this happened, this whole setup?
It does. It gives a bit of backstory. So this Jade-Faced Princess, her father was the 10,000 Years Fox King. He died and left her just millions in wealth.
Billions, wow.
Yeah, huge fortune. But she apparently had no one to manage it, no one strong enough, maybe.
Okay.
So she hears about the Bull Demon King, his power, his reputation. And about 2 years ago, according to the source, she goes to him.
Yeah.
And she basically offers him everything, her entire fortune, if he'll marry her. Like a sort of arrangement?
An arrangement based on wealth and power. So what? He took the deal.
He did. The text says he accepted. And the direct consequence, spelled out right there, is that he abandoned the Iron Fan Princess.
Abandoned her for this new wealthy wife.
Yep. And hasn't been back to see her, the Iron Fan Princess, for a, quote, very long time. So you see, getting the fan isn't just about borrowing a magical item anymore.
No, it's tangled up in this,
Yeah.
this long-running domestic drama. Money, abandonment.
Wow.
Wow.
Exactly. Very human, like you said.
So that's why they need him. It's not about fighting her. It's about navigating this whole mess. And the deity actually lists the goals, right? Why finding the Bull Demon King is so critical now.
Yeah, he lays it out pretty clearly. 3 things. First, obviously, get his help, or somehow get access through him to borrow the real fan, the one that works.
To put out the flames so the master can pass. Goal 1.
Right. Second, putting out the flames for good. Permanently remove the hazard for everyone living there.
A benefit for the locals.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And third, a bit more personal for the deity. Succeeding means he gets to go back to heaven and report to Laozi. Job done.
In the Moyun Cave, about 3,000 lays south, according to the deity, which, sounds far, but for Wukong,
yeah, barely a commute for him, right?
pretty much.
Yeah.
The source says he gets there super fast, less than half a sheen, just under an hour.
Right.
Zip.
And the description of Mount Gelée itself, it's quite something in the text, isn't it? Really paints a picture.
Oh, absolutely. It describes it as like scraping the sky, roots deep in the underworld, a huge scale.
And that contrast, sunny on one side, frosty on the other, even in summer, it sounds like a really unique, powerful place.
It does.
Yeah.
Lots of detail, sheer cliffs, deep valleys, weird trees, flowers, fruit. The text calls it a great mountain. Sets the stage.
Establishes it as, yeah, a significant spot, befitting someone like the Bull Demon King, maybe.
Seems like it. So Wukong lands, takes a look around.
And this is where he spots someone, right? The first key encounter. He sees a woman.
Exactly. He's looking for the path, a bit unsure, and then he sees her. And the text goes into detail about how beautiful she is.
Yeah, I remember those lines, like, you beauty that could ruin kingdoms, compares her to famous historical beauties.
Stunning is the message. She's walking elegantly under some pine trees, holding an orchid. Very picturesque.
And Wukong, being Wukong, he doesn't just walk up and say, "Hi, I'm Sun Wukong."
No. He's cautious. He hides, watches her first. Tries to figure out who she is, maybe her connection to the Bull King.
And then he decides to approach, but with a story. A bit of deception.
Yeah, a clever bit of strategy. He decides revealing his real mission, getting the fan from Rakshasi, might be, well, awkward if this woman is involved with the Bull King.
Makes sense. So what's his cover?
He pretends he's come from Kuyan Mountain. That's where Rakshasi lives, remember?
Right. Says something like, I'm sent by Princess Ironfan to invite the Bull Demon King. Simple enough, you'd think?
You would. But the reaction he gets is, well, it's explosive.
From this woman, who we learn pretty quickly is the Jade-Faced Princess.
Instantly. The text says her ears turn red, she's furious, and she doesn't hold back about Princess Ironfan.
No, she calls her a lowly slave girl, says she's shameless. It's quite the outburst.
But then, notice where she goes immediately after the insults.
Ah, yeah. It's not just jealousy, is it?
Not just about affection, no, it's about money. Straight up.
She actually lists things off, doesn't she?
She does. It's really specific. She says something like, since Bull King came here, not even 2 years, and I've given her, meaning Princess Ironfan, presumably, or just covering his costs. So much jewelry, gold, silver, silk, satin.
Wow.
And then she adds, I provide firewood yearly and rice monthly. She's literally keeping accounts.
So it's this feeling of being like financially drained by him and then resentment that the first wife is still making demands.
Exactly that. She feels like she's footing the bill for his lifestyle there. She follows up with, he's enjoying himself here and she's still asking for him. How dare she?
It paints a picture of, well, less of a grand mythical love triangle and more of a kind of messy domestic situation defined by finances.
Very much so. Bull Demon King is basically being kept by the Jade-Faced Princess, according to her own words. And she resents any claim Princess Ironfan still has on him, especially given the cost.
And Wukong, of course, he hears all this. He figures out who she is instantly.
Oh, yeah. And does he sympathize? No.
Not Wukong. He immediately turns it against her, right? Pulls out his staff.
Yep. And he shouts at her, basically weaponizing her own complaint. Calls her a lowly wench.
And mirrors her financial argument back at her.
Exactly. He says, you're using your family's wealth to keep Bull King, truly paying money to marry a husband.
Ouch. Paying money to marry a husband. That is just brutal. It completely reframes her position based on what she just said. Takes away any kind of romantic high ground she might have claimed.
It's incredibly cutting. And her reaction shows how much it lands.
How does she react? Does she fight back?
No, she completely panics. The text says she's scared out of her wits.
I bet. From arrogant benefactor to terrified target in seconds.
Right. She just turns and runs, panics, trips over tiny feet. The text mentions her bound feet, the golden lotuses trying to get away.
So much for her composure. And Wukong. He just lets her run.
Nah, he chases her. Still shouting insults, probably. Classic Wukong follow-through.
And where does this chase lead them? Right to the Bull King's doorstep.
Pretty much. Her panicked flight takes Wukong directly to the entrance of her home, the Moyen Cave.
Ah, the Moyen Cave. Does the source describe it?
It does, actually. Gives another one of those lovely descriptions. Dense forest all around, cliffs, streams, beautiful flowers and plants.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, the text calls it a patch of pure tranquility. Truly lovely. Yeah, shoot. Even compares it favorably to famous, mythical, like, immortal places.
So a really beautiful, secluded hideaway reinforces that idea of the luxurious, comfortable life the Bull King has found there.
Exactly. This is what he settled for, living off her wealth in this idyllic spot.
Okay, so Wukong follows him right to the cave entrance. What happens when she gets there? Does she confront him again?
Nope. No more confrontation. She just runs inside as fast as her little feet can carry her and shuts the door right in his face. Says she's sweating profusely, her heart trembling.
Yeah.
Runs terrified into the study where Bull Demon King is hanging out. Immediately starts complaining to Bull Demon King.
Clearly very distressed. Terrified, actually.
Yeah, and she doesn't just, like, report something happened. She points right at Bull Demon King and calling him a henpecked wretch, basically. So he's maybe just relaxing, caught off guard. The text says something about him playing with Dan's shoe.
Right.
But even with that harsh opening, his first reaction is surprisingly calm. He tries to soothe her, calls her beauty.
Yes, he does try to placate her, which is a real contrast to her, her accusation.
Yeah.
It feels like he's trying to figure out what's going on internally with her before dealing with the external problem.
Right, de-escalating first.
Exactly.
And then she tells him what happened, and the details are, well, they're pretty specific. She stepped outside, just looking around.
Enjoying the view, yeah.
And this figure approaches her, ape-faced, thunder-mouthed monk. Very vivid description.
Very vivid. And this monk apparently gives a deep bow, which is kind of formal right before things turn bad.
Okay.
But the really crucial part, the thing that changes everything, is his claim. He says he was sent by Princess Ironfan.
Princess Ironfan.
Right.
Bull Demon King's wife. So the woman in the cave reacts somehow. The text isn't crystal clear on her exact words.
No, it's a bit vague there.
But whatever she says, the monk just snaps, curses her, attacks her with a stick, chases her right back to the cave entrance.
And that escalation is so important. He wasn't just delivering a message, clearly. He turns violent the moment she perhaps questions him, especially after he mentioned Princess Ironfan.
She barely got away, convinced he was trying to kill her and cause trouble for Bull Demon King.
Yeah, serious trouble for the whole household.
So Bull Demon King hears all this. The fear, the accusation, the story about the monk, the claim about his wife, the attack. He calms the woman down, sort of patches things up with her, and then his whole demeanor shifts. What flips that switch for him?
It really seems to be the claim about Princess Ironfan. That's the trigger. He starts thinking aloud, right?
Yeah.
About his wife, her character, her home. He describes her place as, like, serene, quiet. Says she's been cultivating the Tao since she was young, a proper female immortal.
And he really stresses how strict her place is, doesn't he? With that phrase. What to put it?
Exactly. Inner parts without a single foot of a child, meaning like absolutely no men, no male servants, nothing like that allowed anywhere near her private domain.
Okay, so he's putting the pieces together.
Right. If his wife's home is that secluded, that strict, how could she possibly send this, ape-faced, thunder-mouthed monk to run an errand for her? It just doesn't add up.
It completely contradicts everything he knows about her.
Precisely.
Right.
And that contradiction leads him to a pretty firm conclusion.
So the insult from the woman, the attack here, but it's the lie about Princess Ironfan, that specific detail that convinces him it's someone impersonating, someone trying to stir up trouble.
He thinks it's a demon using his wife's name specifically to provoke him.
That makes sense. It's a calculated insult.
Yes, it's the combination, the weird appearance, the aggression, but fundamentally the clash with his knowledge of Princess Ironfan. That's what sets him off. And what's really striking is how fast he acts on that suspicion.
Yeah, no hesitation.
No. He finishes comforting the woman, but then immediately grabs his weapon, that big mixed iron rod, and heads straight for the door. And the description here is incredible. It's so detailed.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's not just practical. It's about projecting power. Steel helmet, golden armor, suede boots, a lion belt.
And the facial features, eyes like bright mirrors, eyebrows like red rainbows.
Nails like a blood basin, teeth like copper plates. It's meant to look utterly terrifying and powerful.
You really get a sense of his presence. The text even says his voice shakes mountain spirits and his actions frighten evil ghosts. This guy is serious business.
And don't forget his title's mentioned right there. Chaos Spreader across the 4 seas, and his Western name, Great Strength Devil King. He's a major player.
Okay, so this powerhouse steps out, ready for war. And Wukong, he doesn't charge in, does he?
No, totally different approach. He steps up, bows deeply, calls him elder brother, very respectful, asks if he even recognizes him, this younger brother.
Trying the old friends angle.
Yeah.
Smart. Does Bull Demon King acknowledge him?
He does. He uses Wukong's old famous title, equal to heaven, Wukong, son Wukong. So recognition is there.
And Wukong keeps up the politeness.
Yeah, he lays it on a bit thick, says it's been a long time, Bull Demon King looks better than before, offers congratulations, trying to smooth things over before getting to the real point.
But Bull Demon King isn't really playing along, is he? He has issues.
Oh, yeah. He immediately lists his grievances. Number 1, Wukong hurting his son Red Boy.
Whom he calls harmful child, right, back at Flaming Mountain.
Exactly. And number 2, Wukong showing up here at this cave and scaring his beloved consort, the jade-faced princess.
Okay, so Wukong has some explaining to do. How does he handle the Red Boy charge?
Classic Wukong logic. He basically says, hurt him? No, I helped him.
Helps him. How?
He explains Red Boy isn't just some demon anymore. He's now a proper deity, the Good Wealth Boy, serving Kuan Yin Bodhisattva.
Wow.
Yeah, says he has higher status, enjoys ultimate bliss, eternal longevity. He's framing it as a massive promotion, courtesy of Wukong.
Okay, what about scaring the consort?
For that, he goes the apology route, but with an excuse.
Yeah.
Claims he didn't know it was the second sister-in-law.
Plausible deniability.
Right. Admits he was momentarily rude, startled sister-in-law, and then he directly appeals to their old friendship for forgiveness, really leaning on that past connection.
Does it work? Does Bull Demon King buy it?
For a second, it actually looks like it might. The text says he seems ready to let it go. He even says, all right, since you put it that way, I'll spare you based on our old friendship.
Okay. So, décante.
You'd think so. But then Wukong, probably thinking he's in the clear, immediately pivots to the real reason he came.
Oh, boy.
He says, basically, thanks, elder brother, really appreciate it. But, hey, just one more little thing.
Here comes.
Yep. I need to borrow the banana fan from Rakshasi, Princess Iron Fan. She said no. Could you maybe come with me and help persuade her? He asks him to pray for assistance.
And that is the moment everything goes south.
Completely. Bull Demon King's heart is like fire. He's biting his steel teeth. He connects the dots instantly.
He realizes the apology, the Red Boy story, it was all leading up to this. A request involving the wife who already refused Wukong.
Exactly. He sees it as total disrespect, piled on disrespect. He shouts, you first bullied my wife. She refused. So you came looking for me. And then you chased my beloved consort.
He feels attacked on all fronts.
Completely. And he throws out that saying, a friend's wife cannot be bullied, a friend's consort cannot be destroyed. He's basically saying Wukong violated the code big time. Twice.
So no more talking.
Nope. Bull Demon King issues the challenge. Come and take a blow from my rod.
And Wukong?
He accepts. Though he tries to frame it lightly, like, okay, let's just exchange a few blows, see who's gotten better.
But it's not light sparring at all.
Not even close. It's a full-on brawl. Bull Demon King's mixed iron rod versus Wukong's golden hooped bar.
And they're yelling at each other while fighting.
Yeah. Bringing up all the grievances again. Red Boy's fate, Wukong showing up uninvited, the fan refusal. It's personal.
How does the fight go?
It's intense. The text says their weapons rang, it shook heaven's gates.
Yeah.
But crucially, they're evenly matched.
Really? Even Wukong?
Yep. After 100-odd rounds, it says no winner or loser. They have equal power. Wukong can't just overpower him.
Wow. So they're locked in this epic clash, neither gaining ground. And then what happens?
Then something totally unexpected. Right in the thick of it, someone calls down from the mountain peak.
Calls who?
Calls Bull Demon King, summons him away.
Summons him. In the middle of a fight with the great sage equal to heaven, who would dare?
Apparently, a friend hosting a banquet. The text says it's a king, who we find out later is the Dragon King of Baipa Pond.
Wait, so Bull Demon King just stops fighting?
He does. He literally uses his rod to prop up Wukong's staff and says, essentially, time out. Gotta go grab a drink at a friend's place. We'll pick this up later.
That is unbelievable. What does Wukong do?
Wukong's probably just standing there stunned. Bull Demon King ducks back into his cave first.
Does he tell the jade-faced princess what happened?
Get this. He lies. Tells her he totally beat Wukong, sent him packing with one beating, and she doesn't need to worry.
Wow. Protecting his image, maybe?
It seems like it. Then he quickly changes into a nice dark green cut velvet robe, hops on his special mount, the golden-eyed water-repelling beast, and takes off northwest. Kind of stealthily, half cloud, half fog.
Okay, so he's hiding the real situation from his consort and heading off to a party. Meanwhile, Wukong's watching all this.
Yep. He sees Bull Demon King leave in a hurry and thinks, where is he going? Who's this friend important enough to interrupt us?
So naturally.
Naturally, he decides to follow. Transforms into a clear wind and takes off after him.
Does he keep up?
He loses him after a bit. The cloud fog thing must have worked, so Wukong changes back, looks around, and spots a mountain with a really clear, deep pond.
And there's a marker.
Yeah, a stone tablet. Scattered Rock Mountain, Baipo Pond.
Baipo Pond, okay.
Seeing the water, Wukong immediately thinks, aha, water demons. The text lists possibilities. Jiao spirits, dragon spirits, fish, turtles. He figures Bull Demon King must have gone in there.
So Wukong needs to go underwater. How does he manage that?
He transforms, but not into something obvious like a fish. He turns into a crab.
A crab?
A big one. The text specifies 36 pounds. That's a hefty crab.
Oh.
And he just plops into the pond.
Okay, so 36-pound crab Wukong sinks to the bottom. What's down there? It's not just muck, is it?
Not at all. He finds this amazing, exquisite, and transparent pie fang like an archway.
Underwater.
Underwater. And guess what's tied up right next to it?
Let me guess. The golden-eyed, water-repelling beast.
Bingo.
Oh.
Bull Demon King's ride. And Wukong notices something else. Once he crawls through the archway, the water stops. It's dry inside, and he can hear music.
So it's an entrance to somewhere else.
Exactly. He goes through and finds himself looking at a palace.
An underwater palace? What's it like?
Oh, the description is lush. Crimson palaces and shell towers, gold roof tiles, white jade door pivots, tortoise shell screens, coral bead railings. It's clearly a luxurious place, surrounded by auspicious clouds. Very grand.
And the music you heard?
It's coming from inside. There's a huge banquet happening in the main hall.
A banquet? Who's there?
It's a real gathering. Bull Demon King is there, naturally. The host is the old Dragon King. There are 3 or 4 Jiao spirits, plus the whole dragon family, sons, grandsons, wives, daughters, lots of water bigwigs.
What's the vibe? Is it a stuffy affair?
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds wild, actually. The text describes the scene. Jade maids presenting ivory cups, fairy maids adjusting music, but the performers.
Yeah.
Get this, long whales sing, giant crabs dance, bit awkward for Wukong, maybe soft-shelled turtles play flutes, alligators beat drums.
That's incredible. Whale singing, crabs dancing.
Right, and there are fancy details like pearls from the dragon's jaw illuminate wine cups. The music is called celestial, with 8 sounds played together. Even mentions specific performers, like a green-headed perch courtesan playing zither and a red-eyed horseman playing flute. Food is served by a mandarin fish mother. It's this incredibly vivid, almost surreal, aquatic party.
And the food and drink.
Top-notch. Heaven's Kitchen, 8 treasures, delicious flavors, and Purple Mansion ripened wine. The best stuff.
And right in the middle of this whole underwater spectacle
Sits the Bull Demon King. Feasting, drinking, having a grand old time, completely oblivious to Wukong, who he was just trying to beat up moments ago.
Shows a different side of him, doesn't it? He's got this whole social life, these obligations.
Exactly. He's not just a brute. He's part of this network. It's complex.
But Wukong, our 36-pound crab, doesn't just watch from the sidelines, does he?
Nope. He decides to just walk into the hall sideways.
Does he blend in?
Not a chance. A giant crab strolling into a fancy party. He gets spotted immediately. The Dragon King yells, "Take down that wild crab," and the dragon family grabs him.
Uh-oh. Is this the end for Crab Wukong?
Well, he does something unexpected. He speaks. As a crab.
He talks.
Yep. Just yells out, "Mercy, mercy."
How does the Dragon King react to a talking crab?
He's completely bewildered. Asked why a wild crab would dare just walk in sideways like that in front of honored guests. And Wukong, quick as ever, comes up with a story. Instantly. Claims he was just born in the lake, lived in a cave, got comfortable, somehow became, get this, horizontal walking knight.
A horizontal walking knight. Seriously.
Seriously. He says he's just a simple crab knight, never learned manners, didn't know the rules, accidentally offended royal majesty, and begs for forgiveness.
Does anyone buy this?
Apparently. Some other demons pipe up, saying things like, "Oh, the crab knight is new, he doesn't know royal etiquette," and ask the Dragon King to let him off.
And he does.
He does. Spares him, but tells him to wait outside the hall, which is perfect for Wukong.
How so?
He slips away, back towards the archway where the beast is tied up, and he watches the party still going strong inside.
And this is where the light bulb goes off.
Exactly. He realizes fighting didn't work. Appealing to friendship didn't work. Bull Demon King is clearly enjoying himself way too much here. He's not going to leave, and even if he did, he's probably not going to lend the fan willingly now.
So Wukong needs a new strategy.
A completely different one. No more confrontation. Time for deception.
What's the plan?
Steal the ride. The golden-eyed water-repelling beast, then transform into the Bull Demon King.
Impersonate him.
Precisely. Ride the beast back to Princess Ironfan's place looking exactly like her husband and trick her into handing over the fan, his goal. Trick that Rakshasi, deceive him for the fan, and finally send my master over the mountain.
Brilliant. Classic Wukong ingenuity. Does he hesitate?
Not for a second. The text says he immediately drops the crab disguise, reveals his true form, unties the bees, hops on, and rides it straight out of the Baipo pond.
Transform himself into a perfect copy of the Bull King.
To trick the wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
He gets to the banana cave, calls out for them to open the door.
And the maidens inside, they see him, or who they think is him. They tell Rakshasa. And the text mentions her flesh eyes, right? She just sees the Bull King visually.
Exactly. That detail's important. It shows her normal sight is fooled by his divine magic. She's excited, welcomes him, Wukong in disguise, right in.
So Wukong rides in, playing the part, and Rakasa starts right in with the questions. Sounds like she's pretty annoyed he's been gone.
Definitely. She mentions his new marriage. He's taken a second wife, the jade-faced princess. Rakshasa feels abandoned, basically asks him, what brings you back?
Ooh, so there's existing marital tension he's walking right into. He has to navigate that while keeping up the act.
And his cover story is pretty clever. He doesn't deny anything.
What does he say?
He basically says, yeah, sorry, haven't abandoned you, just been super busy setting up the new place with the jade-faced princess, entertaining, managing the other property, leaning into the reason she's already upset.
He's using the truth of Bull King's recent life to make the lie believable. Smart. But then he gets even trickier. He brings up himself, Wukong.
Yeah, this is brilliant. He says something like, hey, I heard that troublemaker's son Wukong is near Flame Mountain. He might come ask you for the fan. And then he pretends to be furious about Wukong, for hurting their son, Red Boy, vows to tear him apart if she tells him Wukong showed up.
Wow. So he's using their shared anger about Red Boy to sound like the protective husband concerned about the fan. Does it work? Does she buy it?
Seems like it. She gets upset, starts crying, tells Bull King that Wukong almost killed her, and confirms, yeah, he's still around here.
And then she tells him about their fight, the one that happened just the day before.
Yes, we get her side of that story, how she attacked Wukong with her sword because of what he did to their son.
What did she say about Wukong's reaction in that fight?
It's interesting. She mentions he just took her attacks at first, and he called her sister-in-law.
Ah, trying to appeal to that old sworn brotherhood connection between Wukong and Bull King from like 500 years ago.
Exactly, trying to leverage that past relationship. But clearly for her, the anger over Red Boy trumped any old ties. She says she fanned him away the first time, but he came back because he found a wind-fixing method.
Oh, right, he'd prepared for that specific attack. So the second time she uses the fan on him.
It doesn't work. She tries her swords again, and then he starts fighting back seriously. And then she describes the part that clearly broke her will in that encounter, the belly trick.
Yeah, where he magically drilled into her stomach, causing terrible pain.
Exactly. She recounts that, the agony it caused. That's clearly why she eventually gave in during that first encounter. She says she called him uncle.
And she admits she gave him a fan then.
So playing his role, Wukong acts furious. Like, how could you give away our family treasure? He pretends to be heartbroken she made such a mistake.
Playing the outraged husband perfectly.
But this is the pivot. Rakshasa.
Yeah.
She laughs it off, tells him not to worry.
He actually confirms it.
Yeah, she says something like, relax, I gave that monkey a fake fan just to fool him.
Bingo. That's the moment. His whole plan worked. He now knows for sure she has the real one and just admitted deceiving the real Wukong.
So he pushes gently, asks, okay, so where is the real fan then? And she reassures him, don't worry, I'm keeping it safe.
He's so close. What happens next? A banquet.
Yeah, she throws a welcome feast for him, offers wine. There's this weirdly formal exchange. She calls him father who nourishes the body. He thanks her for guarding the home. It's almost polite considering the underlying tension and deception.
Adds a layer, doesn't it? Like, maybe there's still some pattern of respect there, despite everything. Or maybe it's just performance.
That could be both.
Okay.
But it gives Wukong more time, lets the situation develop.
And there's that little detail. Wukong doesn't drink the wine, sticks to fruit, keeps his Buddhist vows even now.
Right. A subtle point, but it shows his core identity, his mission, is still primary, even under deep cover. He's not breaking his vegetarian discipline.
Okay, but Rakshasa is drinking the wine.
Mm-hmm.
And the text says she gets pretty drunk.
Yeah, half drunk is the term used, and then she becomes amorous. The description is quite detailed.
How so?
It describes her getting really familiar, touching him, speaking intimately, sharing wine from her cup, even passing fruit mouth to mouth, face flushed, leaning on him. She's completely lost her inhibitions.
Wow, so her guard is totally down. And Wukong.
The text says he goes along with it, feigning affection. He has to maintain the disguise. It must have been incredibly awkward, maybe even repulsive for him, but the fan is the goal. He's laser focused.
This is his chance, then, with her drunk and affectionate.
Exactly. This is the vulnerability he needed. He subtly brings the topic back around.
How does he phrase it?
Very cleverly. He says something like, "Wife, where do you keep the true fan? You gotta be careful. Just worried that sneaky son Wukong, with all his tricks, might come back and try to fool you again."
Using himself, the real Wukong, as the reason for asking. Brilliant misdirection.
And it works like a charm. Rakshasa, tipsy and laughing, just reveals it. She pulls the fan out of her mouth.
Oh.
Yeah. It's tiny at this point, like an apricot leaf, the text says. That's where she kept the real one hidden in its miniature form.
Amazing. Wukong sees this tiny thing. Is he convinced?
Not entirely. He's thinking, wait, this little leaf? How can that put out those massive fires? Maybe it's another fake? He's still cautious.
Understandable, after being tricked once.
But Rakshasa sees him looking doubtful. She leans in, all affectionate, and just tells him everything. She even teases him, like, did that new princess make you forget how things work? Still got that dig in about the jade-faced princess.
Even drunk, she's sharp on that point, but
Yeah.
she spills the secret.
The whole thing, she gives him the magic words, the incantation, you and the specific action. Pinch the 7th red thread on the handle with your left thumb. That's what makes it grow huge, one zang and two chi, about 12 or 13 feet long. She brags it can put out 80,000 line of fire.
That's the key. Not just the object, but the exact operating instructions. The kind of secret you only tell someone you trust completely, or when you're really drunk.
Precisely. Knowledge she only gave up because she thought she was talking to her husband.
And Wukong, he memorizes it all.
Instantly. Every syllable, the exact thumb and thread, he's got it. Then he takes the tiny fan and puts it in his own mouth for safekeeping.
Okay, he has the fan, he has the secret. Now what?
The reveal. He wipes his face, changes back to his true monkey form, and then he basically yells at her.
What does he say? It sounds harsh.
It is. Something like, Rakshasa, look. See who I really am, not your husband. You were just getting all intimate with me. Shame on you, shameless.
That ugly deeds or intimate part. Pointing out what she just did, thinking he was Bull King. That's not just revealing the trick, that's maximum humiliation.
Absolutely brutal. Her reaction is, well, exactly what you'd expect. Total shock, panic. She knocks over the table, falls down, just screaming in rage and shame. You're killing me with anger.
A complete meltdown. But Wukong.
Mission accomplished. He doesn't care about her state. The text says he ignores her completely, takes the fan from his mouth and walks out, unconcerned with beauty, returning with a triumphant smile. Job done.
Okay, so he's out, he has the fan, he has the incantation. Does he test it?
Immediately. Flies up a mountain, follows the instructions. Left thumb, 7th red thread, recites the spell.
The boom.
Boom! It works. The fan instantly grows to its full, massive size.
He must be relieved. He checks it out.
Yeah, notes it's different from the fake one. This one has 36 red threads, intricately made. It's definitely the real deal.
Success. But wait, there's a catch, isn't there? Something about shrinking it.
Ah, yes. The crucial fine print. The text explicitly states, Wukong only got the method to make it long. He did not get the incantation to make it small.
Oh. So Rakshasa, in her drunken state, only told him how to make it big, not how to shrink it back down.
Exactly. He has the power to use it, but he can't put it back in his mouth or pocket. He missed half the instruction manual.
So he's stuck with this giant 13-foot fan. What does he do?
He just slings it over his shoulder and starts heading back. He's got the fire-quenching power, but it's a bit inconvenient now. A funny, kind of ironic consequence of getting the secret through trickery.
Meanwhile, back at the party, Bull King finishes up. He's ready to leave, goes to get his ride.
And his golden-eyed beast is gone. The first loose end from Wukong's plan.
He asks around. The Dragon King, the others.
They all deny it. But then the Dragon's kids pipe up. They mention, well, there was that weird little crab spirit nobody recognized earlier.
The brief disguise Wukong used to scout the place. That's the clue.
That's all Bull King needs. He hears crab spirit, knows Wukong's been sniffing around, and bam, he figures it out.
Just like that.
Instantly. He realizes Wukong must have transformed, spied on him, stole the beast, then used the beast and his own appearance to trick Rakshasa out of the fan. He reconstructs the whole scheme.
He knows Wukong's methods.
Yeah.
The other spirits react with fear, right? Confirming Wukong's reputation.
Oh, yeah. They mention the whole disturbing the Heavenly Palace thing. Bull King basically warns them, if you see that monkey on your travels, stay clear.
But Bull King himself, he's not scared. He's angry. He doesn't even care about the beast being stolen. Nope. The beast is nothing. This is personal now. It's about the trickery, the violation of his home, the humiliation of his wife. He leaves immediately to hunt Wukong down.
He heads back to the banana cave.
And finds Rakshasa still raging, crying, completely distraught. She sees him, the real him this time, and just lets loose. Grabs him, hits him, curses Wukong for everything. Stealing the beast, transforming, tricking her, taking her treasure.
So she confirms everything Bull King already figured out, just adding fuel to his fire.
Absolutely. He's grinding his teeth, asks where Wukong went. She tells him, yeah, he showed his true form, took the fan, and left.
And Bull King's reaction. He makes a vow.
A seriously intense one. Promises Rakshasa he'll get revenge for her. Swears he'll catch Wukong, skin him, pull out his bones, cut out his heart and liver.
Yeah.
Just absolute brutal vengeance to appease her anger.
Wow, this is way beyond just getting the fan back. This is blood feud territory now. Totally. He asks for his own weapon, but it's not there. Maybe back at the jade-faced princess's place. So he grabs Rakshasa's 2 swords instead. Then he takes off his fancy banquet robes, adjusts his underclothes, like he's stripping down for a brawl.
Getting ready for serious combat. No more niceties.
Exactly. He walks out of the cave with her swords, heading straight for Flame Mountain, described as just consumed by rage.